Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karolina Овсієнко. I studied at Romenla Sem number 2, named after academician A.F.Yoffe, a member of the Junior Academy of Sciences. Let me present our scientific project on the topic conceptual metaphor as a tool of communicative strategy in political discourse of the Russia-Ukrainian war in the speech of Soviet political leaders. The topicality of the research lies in Ukraine's current political and security situation and the importance of analyzing metaphors used to shape global public opinion about the Russia-Ukrainian war. American politicians' speeches are notably emotional and expressive, frequently employing metaphors to straighten political narratives. We hypothesize that metaphors serve as effective tools for audience influence. Study of their use in U.S. political speeches will enhance understanding of how these linguistic devices impact international relations and global perception of the Russia-Ukrainian war. The aim is to analyze conceptual metaphor as communication strategy tools in political discourse about the Russia-Ukrainian war in U.S. Official speeches. Metaphors are an effective tool for influencing the audience, and the study of the use of metaphor in the speeches of U.S. politicians will help to understand better how these linguistic tools affect international relations, and especially the perception of the Russia-Ukrainian war by the international community. To explore this topic further, we analyzed 4 speeches from the official website of the White House, interview and 2 debates. After analyzing this source of information, we divided the metaphors into 3 groups: structure, orientation, and tautological conceptual metaphor. Structure conceptual metaphors play an important role in shaping and communicating political message by using clear images to express complex ideas. They help to present abstract concepts in structured way and activate an emotional impact on the audience, providing support for specific political goals. This type of metaphor is most often used in the speeches by Kamala Harris and Joseph Biden. For example, Putin thought we would be weak, divided. In this metaphor, international unity is built through physical characteristics. This is an interesting tactic because it evokes opposite thoughts in the subconsequence. Weak, strong physical strength is political unity. Divided, united, physical integrity and solidarity. The metaphor emphasizes the mistakeness of the aggressive calculation. Russian propaganda promoted the idea that Western Europe and the United States were divided, weak, and unable to resist Russia. Dictator who would eat you for lunch. Eat for lunch means not just destroy, but to literally eat, enjoy, in other words, to destroy with pleasure. The metaphor vividly describes Russian bloodlust, cruelty, and geopolitical cannibalism. It creates the impression not only aggressiveness, but also routine nature of such an act for Putin. The address clearly defines Putin's role as a dictator, an aggressor, a terrorist, and a moral dangerous person. Spatial and orientation metaphors were used less frequently in the speeches of all U.S. politicians on the topic of the Russia-Ukrainian war. The peculiarity of the use of spatial and orientation metaphors is that they form the idea of unity against the aggressor, emphasize the importance of democratic values, and motivate further support for Ukraine. The sense is the light the child, read the heart. Combine the metaphors of light and physical achievement. Let the child's moral qualities as something pure, bright, good, fair, honest. Read the heart, emotional impact as physical contact that touches the heart, the innermost depths of the soul. This example vividly emphasizes the international influence of leadership, Ukraine's moral superiority, and the power of an ethical position in international support. Putin should never have gone into Ukraine. We are convinced the idea that invasion itself is not just a mistake or tactical miscalculation, but a fundamental violation of ethical and international norms that should not have happened under any circumstances. In the context of the Russia-Ukrainian war, the U.S. communication strategy is revealed through a complex system of ontological metaphors that serve as a powerful tool for transforming complex narratives into understandable messages that instantly appeal to the collective worldwide. And the eyes on the rest of Europe. Putin's eyes are already focused on the rest of Europe, showing a desire or aspiration to expand his influence to other European countries. It also means that the rest of Europe is concerned about the consequences of the conflict, as it could lead to an expansion of the war, political and economic crisis, and a shift in the balance of power in the region. European countries are closely monitoring the developments in Ukraine, as further developments in the conflict could have serious consequences for the security, energy stability, and geopolitical interests of the entire continent. Ukraine was the apple of his eye. The apple of his eye traditionally means a very expensive, especially valuable person or thing. In Donald Trump's speeches, this metaphor was used in a figurative sense. In the context of the Russia-Ukrainian war, Ukraine was an extremely important territory for Putin, which he unjustifiably considered as his property. The uniqueness of the conceptual metaphor lies in the fact that they do not just describe the Russian-Ukrainian war, but actively shape its international perception, turning this military conflict from a local confrontation into a global problem of violation and international legal order. The US metaphorical communication about the Russia-Ukrainian war is a powerful multi-level instrument of influence that shapes public opinion, creates an emotional basis for supporting Ukraine, and presents the conflict as a global struggle for democratic values, where Russian aggression is portrayed as an attack on the civilizational foundation of peace, and support for Ukraine symbolizes a moral choice and international solidarity, which helps strengthen international alliance and mobilize the global community for action. Honorable member of the jury, I would like to draw your attention to an important aspect of my work. The research was conducted during a period of effective communicative support for Ukraine from the United States, and this specific period was analyzed in detail in the work. However, science must take into account the dynamic nature of international relations and communication. After the completion of the research, certain changes occurred in US political discourse regarding Ukraine. My own conclusion regarding this situation is that communicative support is a variable that depends on many factors, including the international political situation in the partner country. These changes do not diminish the scientific value of the conducted research. On the contrary, they emphasize the relevance of studying the dynamics of international communicative support and the need to develop strategies for adapting to over changes. Moreover, this transformation specifically opens up prospects for further research in this direction.